Once, there were 3 warrior brothers who lived with their sister. One day, one of these brothers, the eldest, came back and said, "I saw giant footprints." And then the middle brother came back and said, "I've seen giant footprints, and each one had a claw." And the third one said, "I've seen clawed footprints out in the woods to the north. And next to them I found this." And he held up a scrap of fur. And they all shook their heads, for they knew that that was a Chinoo, most cannibalistic of the northern giants, most dreaded, hardest to kill, for its heart was made of glass. A glass that tore into its soul as if it was frozen ice. And the girl and the brothers looked sadly on. But the elder brother said, "Well, perhaps it was a bear. Perhaps we're overreacting." And the next day they bade her be careful to stay near the camp and went off hunting. But the girl ran out of firewood, for she knew she would have to keep the camp warm that night to keep a Chinoo at bay. And so she went into a copse, and she was there cutting wood, when who do you think she came advancing towards her? Mighty, hungry, hairy, the Chinoo, and it came right up close, carrying its club, and she swallowed and said, "Now I'm for it." But she replied the best she could, thinking the only stupid thing she could think, and said to the Chinoo, "Oh, grandfather, you shocked me. I haven't seen you in 20 years or more. Oh, how bad and hard you look. Come with me. Come to the camp. You look like you need a sleep and a good foot rub." And the Chinoo stopped in its tracks, and she held up her hand, and it put down a mighty paw, and the pair of them went back to her teepee. And she had it lay down in the teepee, although it filled the entire teepee, and rubbed its temples, and anointed its feet, and soon it was asleep, and the camp was full of Chinoo snores. And then she tiptoed back towards the copse, but she hadn't gone very far when she looked behind her. There was the Chinoo following her, running, wielding its axe, and she thought, "Oh no, I'm for it." But she replied to it, "I'm just off to get some wood." And the Chinoo, it said nothing, but came with her, and chopped up wood. Huge trees it laid down, bringing them back to the camp, enough wood to keep them all winter. And she thanked it very kindly, and it smiled, and went back to the teepee, and back to sleep. And the girl, she built up a great fire, and then the 3 brothers came back, and they said, "What's that? Where did you get all this wood from? And what is that noise?" For the camp was again full of Chinoo snores. And the girl said, "Well, our grandfather has come back to visit us." And they said, "What do you mean? He's been dead for 10 years or more." He's in the teepee. And just at the moment, the Chinoo looked out, and the brothers looked amazed and said, "What are you going to do? What have you done?" But the girl, she knew just what to do, and she shouted, "I'm just cooking, grandfather. My brothers have brought us back meat." And the Chinoo looked hungry, and she turned to the brothers and said, "What have you got?" And they replied, and the eldest replied, "I've only got this little buck." And the middle, "I've got this little hare." And the youngest, "I've got this rat." And when the Chinoo saw them, it was horrified. It couldn't eat that. It burst out of the teepee with its axe and looked at them hungrily. But then silently went off into the wood, and came back within 10 minutes with 3 mighty mooses. These it had them butcher and cook, and it ate 2 of the mooses and half the third, and there was enough to go round. And from those days the Chinoo lived with them all summer long, and it ate more than any of them, snored more, and occupied a bigger space in the teepee. But it was surprisingly good to have around. And then autumn came, and at autumn the brothers and their sister would have to go back to the village, and as the girl said to the Chinoo, "You cannot come. If they saw you, they would kill you. You better go back to your cold northlands." But the Chinoo cried and said, and spoke for the first time, "No! Build sweat lodge! Build Chinoo sweat lodge! But you know you're scared of heat. You run every time the fire is lit. Build sweat lodge!" And so they built a mighty sweat lodge and put coal in. And every time they put a piece of coal in, the Chinoo shouted, "More! More!" until they had quite put all the coal they had. And then they lit the sweat lodge, put water in, and the Chinoo climbed inside. They heard it howl. And yet within the howl there was mingled other voices, as if indeed it had been their grandfather. And after an hour or more the door of the sweat lodge opened, and out shuffled a little old man. And he started to cough, and he coughed, and he coughed, and he coughed, and he coughed, and he coughed. and out of his mouth there came a glass or ice shard, hard enough to jar a soul, and he said, "Quick, put it in the fire! Put it in the fire, as I can be restored!" And the brothers knew exactly what it was. They put it up with tongs and threw it in the fire, but it was so cold it put the fire out, so they built another fire around it, lit it hot, burnt it bright, and melted the Chinnow's heart quite away, the heart that had been put on it by the cold Queen of the North, the heart that had made it Chinnow many years before. And then, with the little old man, who was indeed the match for their grandfather, they went back to their own villages and lived together in great happiness for many more years.